hold y'all long because this live is kind of early, but I want to get this off my chest because there's been a lot on my spirit, and this is a difficult time of year for me. When you come on, make sure you click that like button. Again, we are trying to break through the algorithm. We're trying to break down that wall, have different voices heard. I recently got a chance to watch The Uglies on Netflix. Laverne did a hell of a job playing the villain. Child, they had her in all white. She did an awesome job playing the villain. Um, that must be that Gemini duality. I mean, she nailed that role. And it really speaks to just what I've been wrestling with. So the story really resonated with some things that I've been going on. In life, sometimes we have to take space from people that we really love, that we really care for, that we really value, because sometimes we will begin to resent each other, or we'll begin to create a space where we're enabling the other individual. Hey, Faith. And we're not allowing them to grow. We're not allowing them to have to be put in positions and to have experiences that cause them to become more complex as a human being, um, for being more cultured, being more rounded. Like they're not receiving those opportunities. So sometimes when we spend too much time with each other, we want to protect each other. We want to keep each other safe. We want to be loyal to each other and have each other back. But in having each other back, sometimes we got to back up from each other sometimes and give each other room to spread our wings. And, pray that we have the faith, and pray that, come on, faith, and pray that we have the capacity, and pray that we have the bandwidth to be able to say, hey, if you need to come back by the nest, and get yourself together, I'm still here. It's not no, don't abuse that privilege that you can come back to the nest sometimes. But also, um, it's okay. You can come back to the nest sometime, just to, do some self care. And hopefully you have a nest where I could go if I need to get away. Amen. And woman, you have a place that is sanctuary for me. And that brings me deeper into what I want to talk about. So, you know, ever since I had came up with ever since that I felt ministry has been strong in me in 2011 when me and my then partner started using the term New Legacy, and then it became a ministry, it became a faith and a place where we practiced. And I was still in my Christian phase, and so the community would gather together and we would do shows, and we would have church sometimes, we would have parties, we would have sleepovers. Sometimes I would allow community to come and stay with me if they didn't have anywhere to go. We'd share meals, whatever. We were just a family. And I always struggled with getting a 501c3 because something in my spirit just never would let me do it. Something in my spirit just would never, it just never sat right with me. If that's something someone else chooses to do, after I have transitioned this realm, that's on you and the ancestors that you serve. That's on you and the ancestors that you working with. Don't ever try to cast a spell over me and say I'm going to lose any rest, and I'm not going to be my greatest self. I'm not going to be the greatest version of myself because someone with less integrity decided to step in and morph Lay Lim Lay Lur or New Legacy or any of these things that I have tied my energy to or attach my energy to. Don't ever think that I'm gonna be somewhere rolling over in my sleep and uncomfortable and not sleeping because that's what you chose to do with the seeds that I sowed and the seeds that I sowed in the eggs that I laid. Don't ever in your mind think that. Don't ever think that because each day, in spite of sometimes I get comments in my comment section where people will say things like, I really want to see you advance. I really want to see you I really want to see you grow. I really want to see, you know, a lot of you want to see, but you don't want to sow. A lot of you want to see, but you don't want to sow. And what that tells me is you want me to go out and compromise myself and align myself with organizations and entities that will cause me to compromise my work, to compromise my art, to compromise my integrity. You want me to go out there and sell my soul just so you could see. You want me to go out there and rent out my soul just so you could see. You want me to go out there and attach my authenticity, my genuineness, my transparency, all that I've invested on working on myself. You want me to go and you want me to conform and you want me to bend and you want me to shapeshift into something that the institutions could use so you could see me grow, so you can see an illusion of my growth. That's what you want. When y'all say that in the comment section, but you don't sow, when any of you who say that in the comment section, when you tell me you want to see me grow, when you tell me you want to see my brand evolve, when you tell me you want to see more, but you don't sow, what you're saying is you want to see me rent out my soul. Cause that's all you really could be saying. And at this point in my life, I'm not going to do a 501c3. Um, I don't even know, like over the next couple of years, I am really struggling with how I feel about being housed in the sense of now. Like I'm really, really, really struggling with being housed. Like spaces have become so negative through gentrification. Communities are not communities. We move the system puts us into these houses and we don't even speak to our neighbors. There's no neighborly, there's no community. We live in the same building with people and don't speak to them because housing put us there, because this is how we were housed. And then when you live in a gated community, you got so many rules, you got so many policies. People can't even be their own authentic self, but they got to go by these rules in order to be accepted amongst these people that actually have community. But how community is going to run is already mandated before you get there. So you move into gated communities basically to follow the script. These are the choices you got. Move somewhere where you going to follow the script or move around some people that you don't even talk to. So I don't even know if I want to participate in society in a way that I'm going to be housed. And I'm struggling. I can't, I didn't want to do this live because I'm very vulnerable and I share sometimes I share more than y'all deserve. I'm more vulnerable than y'all deserve and I end up feeling depleted after the live, and I'm not going to be giving myself away to people who are not invested in me, not invested in my truth, not invested in my honesty, because I don't owe y'all shit. I get on here and I share because I know the me that's coming. Because, see, I believe that I'm an eternal being. I believe that I am a soul having an experience. And I know that when my soul leaves this body, it's got to go somewhere. And if I ain't done the work that I needed to do, the baby me that's coming back, it's going to have to go through some bullshit again. So I'm going to try to clean up this mess as much as I can before I have to be born again. Because I don't want to come back to the same bullshit. That's why I don't run the rat race and play the game and shuck and jive and bow my head. That's why I don't do that shit. Because I'm not coming back to do that again. I'm not participating in that with you all. Y'all could have that. Bitch, I would rather be an animal in the woods. than play cutthroat games with you halflings. You look on social media and the ones with the biggest platforms with thousands and thousands and thousands of people gathering to them. They're so mean and selfish and insensitive. And they done read a couple of books and they articulate and people just in the comment section allowing these people to but I watched a young white boy who looked like he didn't even have his critical thinking matter yet on TikTok just talking to people crazy. And he had so many people on his live sending him gifts and sending him galaxies. And I saw another young boy who looked like he was like he's red bone and he have freckles in his face. Beautiful young male. Like they got some beautiful people on TikTok. Ugly spirits, ugly, and people paying for it. People are paying to be mistreated. People are paying to be badgered. I remember only white people used to like that. Not black people, not all of us. We done started getting in line and sending in money to have people talk about us and to have people beating on us. I thought that was just like some BDSM stuff. I'm not fixing to get online to have nobody insult me and to have nobody beat up on me and to have somebody talk down on me. Excuse me. I am deeply melanated. I am of the trans experience. I did not finish high school. I have crooked teeth. I have HIV. Bitch, I have smoked crack. Bitch, I don't need nobody to talk down to me. I don't need nobody to put me down. I live below the poverty line. I don't need nobody to drag me. I don't. I don't need nobody to drag me. I don't need that. Bitch, I don't need nobody to drag me. Girl, wait a minute. Most people that are physically pretty are more likely to be listened to, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we are programmed to 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 what to what we think is attractive, to what we even think is pretty. Like that's programming. Because they if they put a person that was unattractive in front of our face all day long and told us that that person was attractive, eventually we would believe it. So even how we see beauty is controlled. Brilliant assessment of how dehumanizing our housing options tend to be. Yeah, I'm just like I'm in a place where I'm really struggling with participating in society. Like the thought pops up into my mind all the time. I feel like I'm getting too soft. And I don't mean like soft as in body breaking down, because you know that could be true too. But I feel like I'm just like I have a wild side of me. I have a side of me that yearns for freedom. I have a side of me that would have preferred to live in nature and not done people. And I feel like that side in me is decreasing, and I feel like that part of me is shrinking. And I don't like that I don't love nature as much as I once did. And I'm evaluating that, and I'm starting to become uncomfortable being so sheltered. Like the conversations that are going on in my mind about housing, y'all would not believe. And so I know I don't want to participate in any 501c3s or anything like, because that's not revolutionary. And let me tell you why it's not revolutionary. This is my opinion. It's my sole opinion. Revolutionary, in my opinion, is about dismantling it. It's about tearing it down. It's about tearing that down and rebuilding something new. Getting a 501c3 is about knocking at the door and being let in. There's a difference. In one scenario, you beating at the door, both of us beating at the door, one of us beating at the door trying to break this bitch. But the other one is beating at the door trying to get inside, trying to get a seat at the table. And so And you know, you say you can change the system from inside, but most of us just get comfortable at the table. Let's just keep it real. You go in there with the intentions of dismantling it from the inside, but a lot of times you just end up, child, I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep here tonight. It's comfortable. So a lot of us, so a lot of people you think are trying to beat this door down with you or trying to break this door down with you, really honestly and truly, they like, we both beating on this door. Nah, I think that we gonna be loud enough together the way they gonna say, well, let me come get somebody, get a couple of people off this door, cause they gonna break this bitch down eventually. So if we bring some more in here, then they won't be able to hit the door as hard as they was hitting it at first. Now imagine if all of us stayed outside, none of us went in, and all of us just kept hitting that fucking door. Yeah, we would have to sacrifice. Yeah, we would lose. Yeah, we would go without, but the door would come down and it would be ours to create what we wanted. But instead of us all staying out there and keep beating on that door and not giving up on beating on that door until we knock it down, some of us keep going in and sitting down. And so it's taking us longer to break down the door because we don't have the strength that we had because it's divided. Again, everybody who's knocking at that door with you, they not knocking at that door for the same reason you are. And that's what time has taught me time and time again. And this is why I am very cautious about how I distribute my energy. I will assess you. While we talking, I'm assessing you. And one thing that 47 has gotten me is I know genuine when I see it, and I know fake when I see it. I know quality, and I know a knockoff. Maybe not so good at purses, but definitely at people. And it's the thing with me. If I think you being fake with me, I'm going to be fake with you. But the difference between me and you is that I'm not going to continue to be fake. You gonna know it. I'm gonna be dry. Bitch, I'm not gonna be calling you all the time. See, this is the thing people don't know about Geminis. Geminis, we don't have, for the most part, especially the ones who lean toward Cancer like me, we don't have a hot cold switch. Like most Geminis, we don't know how to be fake with people. We don't know how to be fake. Donald Trump is doing a terrible job at being fake. Bitch, you know what he's saying for, you know how he feel, because he does a terrible, once he get in his feelings, he's gonna make clear where he's staying. And that's something, that's a place where I can relate. Cause bitch, I can't do the skinning and grinning. I'm like Cinderella. After a certain time, after a certain time, everything gonna turn into pumpkins and rats. Everything. The magic gonna wear off. It's gonna turn into pumpkins and rats. I At this point, I don't think that Trump gonna win. I think that Kamala gonna win, and I think that Kamala is gonna win because she's married to a Caucasian Jewish man, and America is back in a war in Israel. Is back in Israel in that war. So I think because of her Jewish ties, me personally, I just feel like she gonna win because this is gonna be this that's why I think she's gonna win. I think that the powers that be behind the scenes, whatever this is that's going on in Israel, whatever this is going on with Palestine, optically it will look better to have her in office. And I think that the most important thing that we worried about is bottom lines. So I feel like optically, she's married to a Jewish man. We're backing the Israelites in the war against Palestine. I just think optically it looks better to have her in the White House. Both of them to me talk in circles. She's not thinking about poor people who live below the poverty line. He don't care about trans people. I don't feel safe with either of them in office. But business as usual will look better with her in office because him getting they keep talking about him being a criminal. They keep talking about like they bashing him like they literally like if they let him get elected and they keep calling this man a like you see white people going viral talking about he's a criminal, he's a criminal, he's a criminal, he's a criminal. This the crazy thing. How many presidents of the United States haven't been racist? How many presidents of the United States have not been criminals? This nation was born out of criminality. So it's like calling him all those things to me, it's like rubbing salt in the wound. It's like it's like the hypocrisy like hearing white people trying to be pro-black and trying to be conscious and trying to act like they sincerely care. If y'all cared, we wouldn't even be having this style of election. Like, we wouldn't even have just this to choose from. Like, it wouldn't just be Donald Trump and Kamala that we have to choose from. Like, if y'all legit care, y'all get up there in front of the camera and perform and parakeet stuff that you've heard people say who went to Howard and Harvard and y'all sit up here and y'all give them performative speeches like y'all really care, like y'all really invested, and we doing the same thing in 4 years with even more mediocre candidates. We just we just keep getting deeper at the bottom of the pudding cup. They got homeless people. They got unhoused people on the streets that could run a better campaign than Donald Trump and Kamala. I've met people who live on the streets who could speak more to the actual people. Everybody keeps saying why we don't know what their policies are and why we don't know what they really stand for, because they not explaining nothing to us. They're explaining things in those back rooms with those people who giving them checks to run that campaign and do them expensive commercials. What they got to tell us? What they got to tell the people? Who funding this election? Who really paying for this election? We know who backing Trump and Kamala. We don't know where all the money coming from. And you not finna convince me that she ain't getting none of that Jewish money. None of them Israelite funds. You just ain't finna convince me. Ain't nowhere in the world you married to a husband, a high profile husband, and you ain't got no access. You ain't getting no blank check ever. Child, you ain't finna convince me. You ain't finna convince me. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Hey, Mada, I didn't even know you was on here. I just been running my mail. We just got fake up out of here and knock off was just playing in those comments of miserable bomb spirits. I saw you had to delete a couple of people. Yeah, they all criminal. They all criminal. Yes, she's gotten billions from Is Not Real. I like the way you did that. It's not real because it's not the real Israel. But but yeah, that like literally, we didn't know. Like this woman, the only reason why she's a front runner, they put her in that position. They put her to the forefront by deception. We saw as regular civilian people that Joe Biden was not gonna make it the full 4 years, which is crazy when Donald Trump keeps saying they cheated him for the election. If if we're being realistic, like let's just be realistic. When Joe Biden run for office, I cannot believe that this man secured the majority of the votes when he did not look like he just didn't look strong enough. He at the beginning when he was running, he didn't look strong enough. And people were already predicting openly. It was an open conversation. It wasn't a secret conversation. People were already predicting that Kamala was gonna have to step in and take over for him toward the end. So you can't tell me that that was not always their plan. That was how they was gonna put her on the ticket because they couldn't get her in the other way. This happened. This not made up. We saw it. It literally played out how people were saying it was gonna play out. Now, if civilians are able to surmise this, why couldn't we fathom it being a strategy? Because even people who paid attention saw what happened. Kamala is the president now. She already acting as the president. He's barely been able to support her on this campaign tour. Like he literally had to step down. She already been acting as the president. She already been acting as the president. Has this ever happened in history that you know of? She just automatically became the candidate. Never happened. Never seen it happen. And they just gave her, they used him. He was always supposed to do this. Y'all can't convince me that this just, we didn't know. All of a sudden, we saw his health failing at the beginning of the campaign. They knew this was a possibility and they used that. And this is the thing. This is why it wouldn't surprise me if the votes had been manipulated. Because everything is working out. The Simpsons predicted that Donald Trump would only be um the Simpsons predicted that Donald Trump would be a one-time president. And you know the Simpsons, have never been wrong on anything that they have prophesied about. So if Donald Trump win, this gonna be the first time the Simpsons have been wrong. I learned that from a friend yesterday while we was talking. Like the Simpsons is typically right. So if he win, it's gonna be a real shock. I just don't think that they're depicting him that he's gonna win. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like if all of a sudden he pulled it off and he won, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm seeing her. I'm seeing her get it. I'm seeing her get it because just like I said, optically with the war with the Israelites and the Palestinians, you know, I just feel like that's the way it's going. They really promoting her. They literally put this woman on the bill. Like they be showing us their power sometimes. They be putting it right in our face and we be so distracted that we don't really think about it. But yeah, like I've been on here 30 minutes and I said I didn't want to talk that long in this video. But yeah, and this is no shade to, people who are knocking on the door to go in and sit down. Cause some of us, back to the moral of the video, a lot of us come in and we knock on the door and we like, oh, this ain't for me, and we leave out. And then some of us, we get comfortable and we stay. And this is what I'm realizing. Because I talk to a lot of people who are revolutionary people. And a lot of them, they just like in this face of like, is the fight gonna happen? Like, because it's like we was beating on the door for our children thinking, oh no, we not about to take this no more. We about to tear this down. We really about to just go in and gut this bitch and do something different. And our children, they was beating on the door with us and they was like, they got in and they was like, oh, I'll be your token. Oh, wait a minute, you need somebody? Oh, how much that check is again? Oh, yes, I could. Ooh, yes. Come on, baby. Yes. All right, mama, I'ma be back. I'ma send you something. I'ma send you. I'ma send. I'm. I'm a cash app. Ooh. Baby, they got some of us. We still waiting on the revolution. We like, is we gonna fight? Look, look. This how we were. This how we were. This how we were ready for the fight. We started off like this, ready for that fight. We were like this. How they what you gotta say? 5 years later, was still ready for that fight, man. 10 years later, bitch. Did I just hear a bone pop, bitch? 15 years later, 20 years later, bitch. Bitch, I've been drinking, bitch. Bitch, bitch, I've been smoking and drinking, bitch. Bitch, I'm about to go sit down, bitch. Let me go sit over here. 30 years later. Well, I don't guess we're gonna do any fighting. I guess I'll go ahead and go, man. Me, when is the fight coming, bitch? Bitch, I was been waiting on the fight, bitch. Bitch, I was ready to fight, bitch. Where is the action, bitch? Oh, girl, what's the tea, girl? I be on TikTok talking about Kamala. And any criticism of her automatically makes people think that I'm a secret Trump supporter. Insanity. Yeah, matter right? Ready for the action, huh? It ain't nothing happen. Yeah, the binary thinking. Cause like I said some things that was criticism. And it wasn't even criticism. Like somebody had made a post talking about put your resume on side and we could see if your resume is like is your if your resume is resume and like Kamala resume. And I'm like the only thing that I said in the comment section was but a resume doesn't automatically mean that you're going to do your job. Like you can have a sickening resume. That don't mean that you're going to actually come up in here and do your job. That just means you have a sickening resume. That just means you have a sickening resume. It doesn't mean that your performance will align with your resume. And that's the facts. You can't argue that. If we've met people who've had amazing stellar resumes and the performance was not aligning with the resume. So and they got furious and thought about I was the secret Trump supporter because I said that girl stop, bitch. I'm just gonna play the whole tape. Like I'm not jumping on the bandwagon and doing the fan stuff. Because this the reality. We living in a time. I remember when we used to say when we was little, and I was talking about this on TikTok, how when we was little, we used to say, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. You know, yeah, bitch, you the shit, bitch. We the shit, bitch. Remember how we used to say that? And now on social media, people just are so caught up in their delusion. People just caught up in their delusion, feeling like their work is so important and their art is so valuable and their storytelling is so valuable because so many people is clicking like and then they chat and then they comment section. Fame is a hell of a drug. You start thinking that you the shit. You start thinking, and but we know that flies gather to shit, and they're gonna stay on that fresh, steamy pile of shit until the sun dries it out. And these little youngsters be on the internet, you know, and they be having 100,000, and they be having 200,000, and they be young, and they be looking all young, and you know they be having their fresh glow on, and everybody be on their live, cause this a fresh pile of shit. This pile of shit got moisture. It's smelling loud. The flies is coming for that shit. But see, when that shit started drying out under the sun, that shit started getting white like chalk. Then the flies, they going to look for another brand new pile of shit. Another brand new, shiny, steamy, loud smelling pile of shit. Just Mama just dropped off a new fresh pile of shit for us to go fly around. And it's crazy. Like over time, that's just what it's becoming. More and more of a pile of shit. A fresh, steaming pile of shit. And when the sun dried out and turned it into chalk, them flies gonna go on to the next pile. And so like I don't never want to get it in my mind that my artist is I'm so important because people looking at me, because people click and like, because people remember to do that though, because we trying to get through the algorithm. But I don't never want to think that I'm this, and that, because people click and like, and because people in my comment section, because I got thousands and thousands of people following me, that I'm so important and I'm so this and that. Because, bitch, at the end of the day, bitch, flies will gather to shit. And you just a steamy pile of it. It could be a profound pile or it could be a trashy pile. But it's still some good fecal matter. Some good fecal matter. And Black Lives Matter and fecal matter is matter. What you said is truth. It's shitty, but it's clean. Come on. It's shitty, but it's clean, man. It's shitty, but it's clean. Well, I've been waiting on to get on this cheating breakfast I'm having. I'm having some French fries, and they done got cold, and some air fried chicken. I'm having me old plush girl day. Gotta take care of them hips and them thighs. I ain't ready for them to go just yet. But I gotta slim down for that suit though. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to talk about. Motherfuckers be trying to make me feel guilty. Because because I just didn't choose to do it that way. Like with some what we think is revolutionary ain't always revolutionary. Baby, you ask yourself that question. This is for all, my babies who ain't got their critical thinking matter yet. And you might be going into the nonprofit. Just think about this. And be honest with yourself. Cause I can respect honesty. I may not agree with you, but I can respect honesty. What you going in there for? Ask yourself that. What you beating at the door for? You beating at the door because you hungry and you need a little help. Because, if they going to hoard wealth and resources, ain't nothing wrong with you going to beat at that door every now and then, seeing if you can get you a piece. I ain't going to never feel guilty about beating at the door. Bitch, if I know y'all hoarding food, bitch, either you going to come out and you going to kill me for asking, and then that's something you got to deal with celestially, because the ancestors are watching. So that's something you got to deal with, Celestial. Either you gonna come and you gonna kill me for coming to your door asking for something when you hoarding up resources that's impacting us out here. You stealing from us out here. And you think I ain't gonna never come to your door and be like, hey, no, I ain't got nothing to give you. Cause you got it all in here. So it's different reasons why we at the door. Some of us knocking on the door because we like, hey, our people out here starving. Can we get a little bit of what you stealing from us? Okay, then there's that reason for knocking at the door. Then there's I'm knocking at the door because, hey, if you can't beat them, join them. Finna go up in here and get me a piece. Shit, y'all, I love y'all. I'm a holler. You might be knocking at the door for that. Then you might just be one that I ain't taking nothing from you. I don't want nothing for you. I'm just gonna stand out here and knock at this door till it break or I die. But bitch, I'm knocking. And then you got some of us who gonna knock at the door and bitch, we gonna stop for a minute. We gonna be like, hey, um, let me see if I could ease in here for a second and get me a couple of things and ease on back out and get the knocking at the. We ain't gonna even knock at the door and ask you. We gonna climb over a wall. We gonna come through a window. We gonna get what we need. We gonna be in discreet, the stealth. We gonna get our little items, and we gonna come back out here and give them to some of the people out here to keep their strength up. The stubborn ones that ain't gonna ask for nothing. They just gonna knock till they die. They ain't never giving up. They ain't never coming in. So we gonna come out and we ain't gonna tell them where we got it from. Cause see, that's me. I'm coming in your shit. I'm not gonna ask you. My gifts gonna make room for me. I'm gonna sit at your table, and I'm gonna get what I need, and I'm gonna bring it back to the people that is knocking and ain't gonna never come in. I'm gonna try to keep them strong as long as I can. I'm gonna get in and get a piece, and I'm not gonna ask you because bitch, you didn't ask us. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not that. And if you want to know where I am integrity wise, you want full transparency. I'm not gonna ask because you didn't ask me. I respect people who respect me. I treat people with kindness who treat me. I treat you how you treat me. That's me. I ain't gonna be so greedy that it's gonna raise flags and people gonna be like, oh, I saw that. You know, da 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 da. I ain't finna put you in a lurch. But I'm gonna make sure that we just not out here just dropping out, flying, just dying. We ain't got no energy to fight. We ain't got nothing. No, I'm not. No. And I don't care what people think of me for being that one. But we all one of them ones. So you have to ask yourself why you knocking on that door. You could be just a op out there pretending to knock on the door. So you can find out who is who, for what reasons they knocking. So you could break their stuff up. You might not even be a part of the you might not even be a you might be pretending to be a part of the struggle. My God is God today. You pretending you knocking. You really just and all the while you just eavesdropping trying to see who. I just brought some Ezekiel bread. They think because you said and boundary settering. Yeah. hmm You gotta get in on that candy smoked salmon and fresh avocado. Child, when I tell you Lynn messaging me now, still talking about that I fried a piece of salmon the other day and she made some cornbread. It was so good. I demolished my salmon and cornbread before I went to sleep. She ate hers. She ate half of hers that night and then she ate the other half for breakfast. Baby, she's still talking about that salmon. She went and got her some more. She's cooking that salmon again today, baby. You got watching and 3 likes. Please hit the like button and support the creator. Oh no, I got 3 people on here and 10 likes. I got more likes than people today. They've been doing good, man. Amen, a woman. I know that's right. Child, well, let me get off this live. I want to light a candle though. I had hit me a little herbalation this rising. I'm trying to cut back on the herbalation, you know. But some days you need to herbalize. You got to free your mind from some days. One of my sisters said if Trump get elected, she gonna stop taking her meds. And I understand that shit, but I just feel like motherfuckers need to be getting in shape. Cause if you ready, I think we about to see that fight. Cause some of us been waiting for a fight. And child, a lot of these we thought we saw some fights, but we ain't seen no fights yet. Cause I think the fight I'm waiting to see got some superpowers involved. I think we gonna see some humans do some phenomenal stuff. Some stuff we thought they only could do in in the movies. That's the fight I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on that fight, and I think that fight exists, Tanya. I think it's possible to see that fight on the spirit on the physical plane. You probably would. Your third eye will probably be open, which means that you would be able fully open, which means that you would be able to see more of the light. Because they say that we are all light, and just the way that our vision is set up 2020, like we're not seeing everything. And sometimes that's like when we do ayahuasca, or when we do mushrooms, or when we do acid, or when we do these drugs that help us to see more like spiritually while simultaneously seeing physically. Like I think that there's a season coming where we're literally like more of us are going to be able to see everything that's actually happening, things that have always been happening, but we just couldn't see. Because I know some days when I be serious on my fast, like when I be especially different, I could see my magic. I could see my sorcery. I could see the thing. I could see it. Like it's like I literally see what I'm doing. And I just don't think that I'm at my maximum clarity. Cause I think when you get at maximum clarity, that's when you could really, really, really like be on your avatar shit. Like it's hard to get to that clarity a lot of times because we're so distracted. Um, you know, they definitely playing with the weather, which is affecting nature, which is affecting, how connected we are to nature. So, you gotta be super diligent, super focused, super present. You gotta meditate, and I'm being honest with myself. I don't meditate as much as I should. But this is definitely that season. It's not coming, it's here. And we just have to be, disciplined in in pulling ourselves into center, like coming together, so we could be charged and charge ourselves, and so that we could have that clarity, so we could be able to see everything, like be able to see it happening. Like it's not just like a movie happening. Like you just have so much clarity. You just seeing so clearly that you literally watching this person open their mouth and start singing, and you're actually able to see the waves wash over people and calm them down. You're actually able to see someone who is a prolific speaker and knows how to get people ignited and get people excited, and you can actually see like the waves coming out of their mouth and charging the people and getting the people hyped up. And then people who are good at combat, you can actually see how the wind is maneuvering around them, and how energies are holding them up and helping them to land a certain way and helping them to be so precise in their movement. And like people who just good with like assisting others, like these ancestors walking with them, tapping them on the shoulder, like reminding them, get up, you know what you got to do today, you the backbone, you helping hold everything together, you know what you got to do. You could just see them, just tapping them, just guiding them, telling them where to go and what to do and how to show up for people, like having that type of clarity when you could physically see people's magic, because we living in those times where you could see people magic, where you could see people's sorcery, where you could see people's energy. And a lot of times that's what make us uncomfortable, because we can feel the presence but we can't see it, and we've only been taught to trust what we could see. And so today, I am praying for all my purple ones, my family, whatever tribe you are, whatever nation you are on this life, because I do feel like purple. That's why I say Laylim Layler Nation, because I know that we all our own tribes. And so I'm praying for more of us to be able to see, so that we don't feel so uncomfortable when we in spaces and we don't understand the energy. We feel a powerful energy and we automatically think it's something negative. We automatically think it's something harmful. We automatically think it's something to fear because we can't see. And so I'm praying for us to have more sight today. I'm praying for us to be able to see with the eye that we can't see, but we know that it's there. Thank you, God, Goddess. Thank you. Thank you. Wonder twin power activate. I saw within that God is the Antichrist, and the Antichrist that everyone will serve and worship, just as the book stated. Yes, ma'am, and man and woman, and everyone serve God under a different subtitle name, a name that they didn't. Is still because anything that's not whole is anti God. Anything that doesn't make sense of dark and light, that doesn't make sense of chaos and order, anything that tries to condemn a part of itself, that is not the all. That's not the everything and nothing. That's not the whole one. That's something else. Anything that has to belittle there's a reason why God ain't never destroyed the devil. Because the true God understands that that being is a part of itself. And this binary system got us all messed up. It's always gotta be, you gotta be on this side or that side. And the crazy part is, in order to prove that you're on this side, you're doing the things that you claim are on that side. Like a lot of people say, I'm on the side of good, I'm on the side of right. But then y'all do something fucked up talking about it's for the greater good. What? Child, you had an evil moment because that's part of you. To live is evil spelled backwards. To sin simply means to go off target and miss the mark. We not hitting bullseyes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Sometimes we gonna miss the mark, and in those moments are the lessons. Amen, a woman. All right, Cash App, lay lim, lay lur. Exactly. Lighting my candles, scrolling, rolling my spliff. Good day to the universe. Amen, a woman. God got us. Lay lim, lay lur. Yes, honey, give me all that. Give me the 5 hearts in the comment section. I got I got 2 candles lit today. So I got this candle. It's cinnamon, and it gives me like the orange healing vibes. And I got this candle. It's purple, so you know it gives me that purple one's energy. Yeah, you see my altar. Yeah, I be serious about my work, Um, and sometimes people be superstitious and they be like, I don't like to let people see my altar. But, my altar has such power, and I work on it all the time so it changes. So, like I don't buy into superstitions of, not letting people see your altar, because you shouldn't be ashamed to let people know that you have a place where you connect with something um, that's bigger than yourself. You're connected to something outside of yourself. I actually cleared a place in my closet, because I'm about to start back praying in the closet. Um, I think people just be traumatized about talking about the closet because with being queer, it's like you came out the closet, why you going back in the closet? And so it's like that whole thing. But so I think there's some trauma around the closet for me, like a prayer closet. But yeah, I'm moving back into that space because I want to be ready. I want to be ready. I want to be ready to see. I want to be ready to sense. I want to be ready to feel. I want to be ready to play my part, to do what I'm supposed to do. And the other day I was having this beautiful conversation with empathy, and we was walking in the woods, And a big rat ran past me, and I didn't even get scared. I was like, "Look at you, girl! Like I ain't even flinch, like I ain't jump, like I ain't run." I was like, "Look at you, girl, not being scared of big old rats in the woods." I'm gonna tell y'all two more quick stories before I get off the line. So, there was a story. So when I was coming out, I went to the liquor store to get me something to drink. When I was getting ready to go over by Lynn House, and when I was coming out, there was a Latino looking woman who had two black eyes, and something laid it on my heart to like give her some money when I came out of the store. I gave her like some change. I gave her like $1.29. And when I put it in there, it's when the money hit the cup because another woman had just gave $1 before me. So when I put the money in the cup, she sounded like she was about to cry. She said, "Oh, thank you." And she said, "Only the women have been supporting me." She said, "The men haven't been giving me nothing." She said, "Power to the women." And I just put my hand up like that. And like it was so crazy because when I was in the store, something had like, and that's that telepathy, that's that spiritual intuition. Like part of me, the battle was going on was I feel like I'm enabling her. Am I helping her to go and get more drugs? Is she finna bring this money to a pimp who finna beat on her? But I just said, you know what? I wouldn't want somebody to walk past me if I was like that. Um, and so I just gave, but I was wrestling with giving. And so when I gave her that, her voice, her utterance had kind of gave me chills because you could hear her pain. And she said, "Oh," and she was like, "Only the women have been supporting me. Power to the women. The men have just been walking past." And that really touched me so much. And then we was in the grocery store, right? Me and Lynn was in the grocery store, and it was a black woman that was standing outside in front of the grocery store. Now these are, Hispanic people, and they got a grocery store, and she's standing out in front of the store, and she begging everybody that come in for money. And so, he was like, she could get a job, she needs to be like you. Because at first I tried to use my EBT, but they didn't take EBT. So I used my credit card and I paid for the stuff that we was getting out of the store. And he was like, see, you work, you have a job. And I'm like, so because she out there hustling, getting her money, y'all talking about she need to get a job. I said maybe she just don't want to participate in colonization. Maybe she just don't want to participate. And it's like store owners get mad at people for begging and bumming, but you're always gonna have indicators that your stuff ain't on the up and up. A lot of these grocery stores, they be selling stuff that be garbage for us, but it's FDA approved. Like you could legally sell it, but you legit selling us trash. So you in here selling sugar and gum and all these glucose and all this stuff that mess us up, and you mad because you attracted some flies. You in here selling shit, and you mad because some flies came. Like you getting your con on, and just because you was ambitious with yours, you was like, I'll be industrious with my shit. That still don't make it any less shit. So don't be selling shit and then get mad when the flies come. Amen, a woman. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get off that nerve because not too much on her. Not too much. Baby, I had to wear him out right fast. People fail to realize the altar is what you make it. Amen, a woman. Okay. So I will this candle will represent past, present, the ancestors will come and the ancestors who are coming. As I blow out this candle on the physical plane, it grows with intensity, preparing us for times that are now. Amen. Amen. Millennium. This candle future, the ancestors who are coming. As I blow out this candle on the physical plane, it's preparing us for times that are now as it grows with intensity. Amen. Amen. Down but down that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning Iangani, Iyanko, Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God goddess, and if I am, you know you are. I want to thank Madai for doing a great job moderating today. I want to thank Faith for doing a great job moderating today. Thank y'all for keeping the trolls out the chat and swinging that wrench. Bound and round, both circle and square. We too speak life, so operations beware. Sending healing to those in despair. El Babosawa. I come in peace, no harm to any. Lay limb, lay her. Not a man, a woman, a girl, a boy, a dude, a bitch. And if you're non binary, a sibling, a whole one, a genderless one. Love y'all. Later.